Hey folks, it is April 15th, and this is just a real basic introduction video to what the grazing system that I use here looks like. For the record, we're running about 50 head of does and roughly 100 head of kids on about 20 acres, and we got about 20 paddocks total. Right now, we're up on the home place here, it's still early spring. We're rotationally grazing, and they're only doing 1 day per paddock on these particular paddocks. These are very small paddocks, though. These are only like 1/3 of an acre each. We are in eastern Nebraska, about 30 inches average annual rainfall. Soil quality is kind of all over the place. Here in the home place, soil quality is pretty decent. We do have some other pastures where it does get pretty rocky and sandy though. And these are all things that, you know, if you're know anything about grazing or want to know anything about grazing, these are some of the early things to think about when you're looking at somebody else's operation. That's why I'm kind of going over these numbers. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else super pertinent. We start grazing in early April. We stop grazing in early October. They go to corn stalks. And we do wean and sell kids in early July-ish. It kind of depends what the weather's doing and stuff like that. So when we do take the kids off, it does take a load off the pastures as well. Yeah, that's pretty much it for like a really basic overview. There is a lot, you know, contrary to what I'm sure a lot of city folks think, there is a lot to grazing. There's a lot of management that goes into it. There's a lot of science and art and experience that goes into it. And I'm not perfect at it. Nobody is. And no two operations are going to be exactly the same, and they can't be, because you're dealing with Mother Nature here. You're dealing with different soil qualities and different rainfall zones and different genetics in your livestock and whatnot. I will mention that this is a grazing only operation. When I say we're grazing from early April to early October, I mean grazing. There's no creep feeder out here. You know, we got mineral, we got water, we got a dog food station for the livestock guardian dog. And that's it. Other than that, they get fences, air, and whatever grows on the ground. And that's another thing to note, that just having, you know, that's what a true grazing operation looks like. We're not providing any supplemental feed. There's no protein tubs. There's no creep feeder out here. So, and yeah, I'm sure I'll be making a lot more videos about grazing and grazing management. This is just a real basic introduction and overview of what operations kind of look like here. Again, this is just one paddock at this particular moment in time. It'll be very different at different times of the year, different regrowth rates. You know, if we get into a drought period, that'll look very different. So, all right.